One design, two directions. Planter or fire feature? Which one would you choose? My goal with this project was to design a concrete piece that gives you some options. With a single mold, you can set it up as a planter or tabletop fire feature. Welcome to Timber West Design, where creative ideas meet smart design for everyday living. Here are the supplies you'll need for this project. Some Cementol cement mix. You'll need a scale to weigh out the water to Cementol ratio. You'll need a way to mix it. Drill mixer works great. You'll need a mold. You can download the files on my website. You need mold release. Canola oil works really well. Once you have this piece cast, you'll need some primer and some spot putty, and then you'll need some paint. In this case, I used a base coat, this top coat, and then I clear coated the top. So get ready to go. I'll see you at the next step. Here's the shape I came up with. We have this top section and this bottom section. So that's the top without the bottom, and there is the bottom tray. So that's what it looks like together. So we're gonna hide the bottom. I'm gonna show you the mold for the top. So we're gonna do the side mold so it looks like this. We got a flange for the top, flange for the bottom, and then the flange to mate the two halves together. There's the bottom section of the mold and the top section of the mold. So we'll send these parts to the printer. We'll do the blue part twice because it's a symmetrical part, and get the printer going. The 3D printer does a nice job taking the molds that we have created digitally and put them into something that's real. Can't wait to put this thing together. The 3D printer's been busy. The parts are all ready to go. So our next step is to put mold release on. So what we're gonna do, let's start with this one. So we're gonna take some canola oil spray. I just spray some on the surface. I take a foam brush and just make sure it's spread on and covered well. So we'll do that to all the parts, and then we'll bolt them together. The mold's all put together. We're about ready to pour. I have a larger hole. I have this funnel. We'll stick that in there. I have these other holes just so I can see how full it's getting, and making sure it's full all the way around. So let's start to mix some concrete. I'll see you back in a minute. All mixed up and ready to go. So with this bigger hole, I can pour it fast. Concrete likes to set up quick. And we want to make sure we're all in there before we set up. I think we are. Just kind of tap it. I don't want to be to the top. I want to be actually to the bottom of this hole, which we are, oops, I'm leaking out a little bit. This is great. So we'll give this 3 hours and we'll pull it, and I'll see you then. The base is ready to pour. Get this all filled up. And we just want to nice and up. So this is the bottom we're doing. So scrape just a little bit more out of here. I think we're going to be good. So I can mix just the right amount. Okay, so what we're going to do, just tap, tap, tap. Nice and level. I think we're good. We're a little high on that side. So what I'll probably do as this sets up, I'll just tool this slightly just to make it nice and perfect. So we're good to go. We'll pull this in about 3 hours. While the concrete sets up, a quick reminder, at Timber West Design, we custom build timber pergolas and pavilions, and we ship them anywhere in the continental US. These aren't prefabbed kits. Every structure is made to order and designed to match your space. Head over to timberwestdesign.com where you can set up a free consultation with me to design your ultimate outdoor space. It's been 3 hours. It's time to take the hardware off. All the bolts are off, so I usually just take a screwdriver and just kind of wedge it in here. This is coming off pretty easy. There's that. Looks good. And we'll pop it in between the molds and pop that off like that. That looks good. And then this might take a little bit of tapping. It shouldn't be too bad. Have some good draft on the inside, so just work it off. There we go. Just like so. I like it. I already pulled the base previously, so there's the base. And that'll sit on like so. And all these swirls get this twisted right and line right up and everything flows nicely. So we'll let this dry off for a day or so, and then we'll get to the next step, which will be sanding it down and getting it ready for primer. It's been a couple of days for this concrete to dry out. So what we have now is where the molds meet, we have some parting lines, and we're just going to take some sandpaper and just get that smooth, just smooth to the touch. If you feel a little lump, you still need to sand some more. You can break these edges a little bit. I purposely left them sharp because I wanted just some nice crisp lines, but I'll probably just take some sandpaper and just break them just slightly, just to clean them up on inside and out. They'll be ready for the priming booth soon, and I'll see you at that point. It's time for the first coat of primer. So we're just gonna do a light coat, go around everything. I like to do a light first coat, then I'll come back and I'll chase it with 2 more heavy coats, and then we'll get to that point and we'll start doing spot putty. The primer's dry enough for spot putty. This looks really good. It's hardly anything to touch up, but there's a few little spots. So I like to take a glove, take some spot putty, and you can just smear it in some of the little areas that are not quite perfect. Just something like that. Maybe go around the edge a little bit and let that dry for about an hour. I'll sand it all with 150 grit sandpaper and get it ready for the next step. The primer and spot putty are ready to sand, so I take a piece of 150 grit sandpaper, fold it up like this, and now it's just a matter of just going through and sanding and getting everything smooth. So we'll sand it, feel it. If you don't feel anything bumpy or if you don't see any holes, it's ready for the next step. So I'll go around this whole thing, both pieces. We'll see at the paint booth. So it's time for our base color coat. So just a light coat. We're gonna just go around the thing one time, light, and then I'll come back on a second time and a little bit heavier. The main thing is just covering the gray and the spot putty so we don't see any of that. It's just all one color. So we're now ready for the first layer of the top coat. So this will just be a light fogging. We're just going to go around this whole thing. Light layer. We're not going to try and fully cover this thing on the first coat, and we'll just go around this thing. I'll let it dry for probably in 30 to 60 minutes and come back for the second coat. It's time for the second coat. So this is our cover coat. So we're just gonna put enough on here to get the desired look we want. It's not gonna take a lot, but we'll just kind of go through it, make sure there's no thin areas, and this is gonna look dynamite when it's done. The top coat's dry. It gives a little bit of a flat look. If you want more of a gloss look, I'm gonna put a satin clear on here and just give it a little bit of a different sheen that I like to do. So just gonna do a light top coat and this paint job will be done. Quality sleep is the foundation of our health. It influences how we think, feel, and perform. When we sleep well, we enjoy more energy and focus, stronger immune system, improved mood and mental clarity, greater resilience to stress. Imagine sleeping like a baby every night. Think what your life would be like if you could sleep deeper, stay asleep longer, and wake up feeling fully refreshed and rejuvenated every day. With Newcom's proven sleep protocol, you can enjoy the best sleep of your life with ease. The paint job's done. Turned out beautiful. I love this look. This is how I achieved this. So I did this base color on top of the primer, then I did this flex stone, and then I did this clear coat, and this is the end result. So now this fits on top of this like so. This can be a planter, this could be a fire feature. This base was designed to be a drip tray for a planter. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna drill a hole in the bottom, maybe a couple of holes, and just like that, 2 holes. So I'm gonna show you 2 uses for this. One's gonna be the planting pot. So I have this fiddle leaf fig. Now, of course, we could just transplant this right into this container. For this purposes, this pot just happens to fit nicely, so show it like that. So there's the plant, you water it, your tray catches the water, and you're good to go with a beautiful planter. If you want to turn this into a fire feature, I like this gel fuel. It works really well. Now, before you put it in, you take the label off. So I have one with the label off. And of course, this is too deep. This hole's too deep for this can. So I put a wood block in here as a spacer, or whatever you want to use as a spacer. And then let's put some decorative stone in here. Make it look pretty. Let's see, a little bit less than that. Something like that. Let's get a few of them around. Yeah, looks good. Let's light it. And that's the build, a simple concrete design that can go a couple of different ways. Whether you use it as a tabletop fire feature or a modern planter, this shows you how versatile one mold can be. If you like this project and want to see more, don't forget to subscribe because you don't want to miss what's coming up. I have some really cool, fun stuff coming. You can go to my website at timberwestdesign.com. You can download digital files that you can 3D print the molds yourself and cast your own concrete projects like this. We'll see you next week. Always remember, creativity is only a 3D print away.